The master grade FA78 Gundam Ver.ka. A kit takes the name full armor and tuned it up to the max. This one right here, without all the armor and weapons, is already looking pretty sharp on its own. To compensate for the extra armor we will be putting on later, the arms and legs are designed to be much slimmer than most other Gundams. A lot of holes are put on for the armors to attach with. This may feel a bit weird for a lot of you, but I do think this gives it a quite unique characteristic, a look that most Gundam designs don't have. I used a black and white color scheme. This is a classic color template for villain designs. Simple and easy to do, and it's one of the most likable color schemes out there. A great place to start if you want to try painting alternate color schemes. Just remember to make sure the black is the dominant color, red is the pop, steel and dark gray is the sidekick complementing them. You can easily go into the area where you think you can put red in a lot of places and it becomes way too much. In this color scheme, the red can be described as less is more. As a matter of fact, I think I put just a bit too much red. Although the thrusters don't need to be all red. How good or bad this look right now doesn't matter at all when you make it full armor. There's so many pieces waiting to be put on. It's like painting one master grade and one high grade in a single go. Honestly, it's a bit sad. After doing all the painting and decals, most of the bodies are just gonna be covered up. One thing you can choose not to put in is the core fighter. I did some detail painting with red and 3 tones of gray. This design is odd for a fighter. It looks more like a submarine than a plane, but I guess if you are only fighting in space and there's no need for wings or any aerodynamic designs, you know, that's pretty reasonable. Most of the color separation are on the equipment, especially on the shield. The back of the shields were originally just one bland color. I painted with red, gray, and steel. The light gray and dark gray on the guns and missile launchers are also masked and painted. I just feel like parts like weapons can benefit a lot from a well-done color separation. It can highlight a lot of details and is pretty complementary to the general shape. I had some real complex feelings when I finished painting them. On the one hand, this kit is all about that full armor look. It's a badass appearance, no doubt. On the other hand, all the previous work of decals and masking tape on the main body will just kinda go to waste. This is a commission piece where my client asked me to ship it with the armor on, so after putting them on, all the details underneath would just never see the light of day again. But it's not like you can take them off later, that will definitely damage the paint job. At least I got this video on the internet to let the world know I did color separation and decals inside. The stand it comes with is rather simple looking, no details, just a plain black. So I put those 2 candy paint stripes on there to add just a tiny bit of visual interest. These 2 stripes are easy to do, just 2 different sized masking tape can do the trick. However, I spent like an hour on this thing alone, sanding mold lines, repainting this surface 5 to 6 times because of dust. Candy paint requires many layers of paint, and unfortunately my home area are very dry and dusty. So each time I feel like there's too much dust being stuck on there, I just had to sand them off and repaint again. There is still like 2 very small fine dust stuck in there. It is so small you probably can't even see it on YouTube, and it is good enough for me. Unless you inspect it very close, you won't even notice them. Putting the armor on is a process you gotta do here. Something like this would be exciting if you build it out of box, but I needed to be very careful not to scratch any paint. I already spent like 70 hours on this thing. I really don't want to get into more troubles. I was hoping it can all fit together snugly. Luckily it did. The FA78 with everything on become quite heavy and unstable to stand alone, but if you use the stand well, that's not a comfortable option either. It's like a fragile tree sapling being blown up in a tornado. Tilting that much makes me very uncomfortable using it. So I'll just put it down and let it stand on its own. There's some metal hatches all over the body you can open. I painted the missiles inside with luminescent paint. The thing with this kind of paint is that it can absorb more spectrum of light, gives it a brighter look than normal paint. Even if you are not going to shine UV light on it, it is still worth it to show a higher saturation look. Two hatches on the side skirt I didn't open because of the arms in the way and I don't want to mess with them. Those arms are already in heavy load, so I'll just leave them be. How do you like this color scheme? Too cliche because you have seen it 1,000 times? Or enjoying that clean and contrasty look? For me, it's kind of a mixed feeling. I feel good about this build after I've put so much effort trying to make everything work. But each time I inspect it, I just can't stop thinking about what if I changed one little bit with the color choices and placement? Will less red make it better? Can it benefit from more decals? What if I chose a different shade of red, a different shade of gray, or a different kind of metallic colors? But that is just what I do after every build. This feeling of I can do it better echoing in my head again and again. I guess that's a good thing. Not fully satisfied with any builds I've built really made me want to improve more in the future. For now though, I think I've put enough in this one. Yeah, that's about it. Just so you know, I do a lot of builds and most of them don't get a video. Quite unfortunate, I know. If you want to see more kits I've painted, first check out my Instagram and Discord server. I literally only post my builds there. No garbage. That's it. See you.